So we have a follow-up video after yesterday's report about Brandon Kavanagh, the YouTuber and pianist who usually plays the piano in public at train stations in London, King's Cross for example, who was targeted by a number of Chinese people who were flying the Chinese Communist flag. Well, now after a bit of investigation, we have identified a number of people. Well, let's start with the guy on the far left. Who is he? Well, this man, his name is Newton Leng. So, this man obviously lives in London now, and he actually works as a consultant for Financial Times. He has a contract with Financial Times, but if you look at the rest of his portfolio and his CV, he also teaches Mandarin and French, but he's also part of UCL. But what does he do at UCL? Yes, he is actually part of the IOE Confucius Institute for School, as you can see down there. His name is also mentioned under general resources. The problem with this Confucius Institute for Schools is that they have in the past or presently been a racket for the Chinese Communist Party in Britannia. Yes, there was an investigation before actually of China's Confucius Institute in the UK by Sam Dunning and Anson Kwong, who exposed the problems that these people were causing in this country, infiltrating the system, up to a point where even the British government eventually decided to stop funding the Chinese state-linked Mandarin teaching schools. I love how the taxpayers were actually still funding these CCP-linked institutions in the United Kingdom. So yeah, that's our lovely Newton. You know, it's important for people to know who these people are who intimidate the general public and pretend and claim that Britain is now like the Chinese Communist Party. So, next. This lady is Adelina Zhang on the left that you can see. This is the same person who, when Kavanagh tried to basically talk about her flag, he touched the flag and then they had a meltdown saying, don't touch her, don't touch the Chinese Communist Party flag or the China flag and all that. But who is she? Well, Adelina Zhang is actually very influential in the UK. She hosts Chinese state-linked events in the United Kingdom with very, very powerful individuals. This is Adelina with, oh yes, our Chancellor, Jeremy Hunt. She's also obviously hosted a number of other events with a number of other politicians, including the former Prime Minister, Theresa May, and the former Home Secretary, Amber Rudd. Interesting, right? Now, nobody is actually directly accusing them of doing anything dodgy yet, but the whole point is that we have had so many examples. We have precedent of people who are linked with the Chinese Communist Party and doing things in the United Kingdom, especially the fact that they said they were doing some filming for Chinese TV, as they said. Well, it's because of the next person. Yes, this young lady who was initially actually approached Brandon Kavanagh, saying that they're filming something and they're not allowed to show their faces, even though they're filming something. Apparently it was secretive, but it was supposed to be published at some point later. She's actually an influencer as well as being a CEO at Top Offer Academy. She actually obviously does recruitment and coaching, but she's also an influencer online. So this is also more information about Meng Ying, and then as you can see, that's her boyfriend on the right hand side, and the boyfriend was actually in the video as well, we discovered. Of course, this is the Davis Kumar, who actually works for Meng Ying's agency. Actually, he does work for her. Now, there's another thing to mention about this issue, which makes the whole thing even more hilarious. We're discovered by Byron Van saying, talking about image rights, because that was the issue they had, Meng Ying is actually being sued right now for violating someone else's image rights in China in stuff that she posts on her WeChat account, Megan Liu.